Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea, and I have another video for you guys. Guys, we are almost at 5,000 subscribers. Once we reach 10,000, we'll be giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, so subscribe now. Also, put your notifications on because we are going to be doing live streams every single day from now on, which I'm very, very excited about. Last night, Crypto Kip and I had a live stream. Thank you so much for everybody that came and showed support, liked the video, and subscribed, and were in the commenting in the chat. It was a blast. Unfortunately, our live stream got taken down because we showed a clip of FIFA and we were talking about cryptocom and their sponsorship of the FIFA World Cup, but it's getting edited out, and we're going to re-upload that today. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for our live stream tonight. So super excited about that. So let's talk about crypto.com. So I've been talking about this formation inside of this channel that we're in. And guys, unfortunately, we broke out to the downside. And, you know, that's okay. That's okay. This is happening because of what's going on in the equities in the traditional stock market, which I'd like to talk about a little bit. And it's quite interesting. But, I mean, we did break out to the downside. I am looking for this to do something like this and bounce off of this low. Maybe not even hit the low. Maybe a little bit higher around the, let's say, yeah, I don't believe we're going to come down to the bottom of this wick. I think we're going to be more at about the 6 cents range, maybe 6 cents flat range. I think that that's much more statistically possible than us just coming straight down here. It would take a lot of fear for that to happen, or a lot of volume, or lack thereof if we trade for a longer period of time and find our way there, like if we do something like this. But I don't really see that happening right now. There's just a lot of crazy things happening in the market, so I don't really think that the volatility is going to dry up like that, especially over on Bitcoin. We are about to have a monthly close in 2 days, and we all know with these monthly candle closes, we have a big move. That tends to happen, it's especially leading into the end of the year. If we don't have a big move in December, I really see that happening in January when a new year starts, when the beginning of the first quarter happens. But December could be a minimal month, but we're going to have a big move regardless at the candle close in 2 days. So that's just something to keep in mind. So just look to keep that in the back of your mind, and then look at the crypto.com price, the CRO Coin price. You know, if we have a big move to the upside, Crypto.com is going to go to the upside. As simple as that. If we have a big move to the downside, we may trade sideways down. But that's okay. It's just the name of the game. As long as we stay on these two channels, inside of this channel right here, between the 9 cents, about 10-cent range, and the 5.5 cents range, I'm not worried. This is a great accumulation zone, in my opinion. But so I mentioned the traditional market. So over here I said this would be a great time for the mythological decoupling to happen for Bitcoin. You know, I'm being a little facetious here because everyone talks about, oh, we're decoupling now. We're decoupling away from the stock market. And so this chart was by Kevin Svensson, and I thought it was a very awesome chart. So shout out to him, and I retweeted this. So here is the supply line, which is basically the resistance. And these candles right here are the S&P 500, which the S&P 500, if you are a crypto native and don't know much about the traditional market, is basically the total of 500, the top 500 companies in the world that are put into a traded fund. And basically a good like indication of where the economy is at is where you want to look at the S&P 500. It's a good way to assess the situation. And so this orange line is Bitcoin, and this is the S&P 500. You know, this is pretty bearish. I'm not going to lie, guys. If the S&P 500 gets rejected off of this trend line right here, which I have opened up in TradingView, I'll show you in a moment. If it gets rejected off this trend line right here, I really hope that Bitcoin can decouple, because Bitcoin is we're low, guys. We already kind of have this capitulation, and if we did have a decouple, but in the wrong direction from the traditional market. Bitcoin did decouple, but it was in the wrong direction. And I really hope that we can stay decoupled and not ride this way down with the S&P 500, which, guys, I'm going to say this outright right now, that there's a pretty good chance that we follow the S&P 500 down here. And now that doesn't mean if the S&P 500 comes down 5% that Bitcoin is going to come down 20%. No, that's not how it works anymore with the pairing between Bitcoin and S&P 500. But there is something to look at, because if we do bounce off of this to the downside, we could have some price action to the downside or some sideways motion. I do think that we will lose a couple of percentage points if we do bounce down to the downside. But keep in mind, guys, keep in mind, all resistance levels need to be broken at some point, especially with the S&P 500. And I'll just say, we have the Federal Reserve meetings coming up, and that is definitely a catalyst to break out of a trend line like this. I drew this up on my own trading view here, and you can see we need to increase up here. I don't really think that we're stopping right here. We could be and be coming down, but I think we need a little bit more momentum to the upside and either get rejected or have something like this where we come up and then the Federal Reserve meeting, and we get a final move out of this formation. That would be beautiful, because if we have that, then Bitcoin is going to rally, cryptocom is going to rally. It's going to be great. But, it's very interesting to see, because down here is when we kind of capitulated for Bitcoin. And it's because all the FTX debacle, and we actually had a pump out of this on the S&P 500 of about 14%, which is very, very bullish for the traditional market. And, guys, if we didn't have all that fear in the market, I wouldn't doubt for a second that this red November would have been much, much greener, and we would probably be talking and sitting around the 30K mark. But, black swan events happen. Things get pushed back, and we will have a huge green candle at some point, but it just got pushed back. And it's just interesting comparing the crypto market to the traditional stock market and hoping for that, as I say, the mythological decoupling to happen. And what we want to be seeing is when we want to see the S&P 500 come down, but Bitcoin be going up. That's the true decoupling that everyone wants to see, that what everybody talks about. But, it's pretty ironic, because it's kind of the opposite that happens, is that the S&P 500 is going up and Bitcoin is going down. But we'll see what happens. There's a lot of pivotal events happening in the upcoming months, and I think that we'll probably have great opportunities. Right now, like I said, for crypto.com, this is a great accumulation zone, guys. It's a great accumulation zone in between the 10 cent and 5 cent range, and we're at the lower end of this channel. It's a great time to accumulate. But guys, if you stuck around this far, please like and subscribe. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. See you in the live stream later tonight. Bye.